Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Welcome.
Hans.
Internet is working currently.
Wow.
There's a Jerry.
Wow.
I'm making no promises, as just
I did
minutes before the stream my internet went down completely kaput, so if I'm suddenly offline, I may be back within 10 minutes. I might not, so...
that. Since you're hosting the stream as well, that'll be
fun.
yeah. That means if you go, I'm going with you in solidarity, obviously.
Yeah, we're going to bed at that point then.
Oh, yeah, I won't be going to bed.
Welcome, Deadly Dibbits up. James Scott, you all cunt. James Stockwell, Hazy Boy.
So what we're going to start with, the school shooting in America or the riots in Israel? What's our first topic for discussion?
I think the school shooting is rather quickly done. Bunch of cunts.
So were they. The old and the very young can't move fast enough.
Before this derails, really, I'm
just here to fuck YouTube.
I'm having a beer.
Kilkenny.
Yeah, because the local supermarket only carries Kilkenny or Guinness.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
And I prefer the taste of
Guinness arrived
Kilkenny.
with you yet, have you?
Again?
Guinness Surge hasn't arrived with you in...
No, it's just plain Guinness and
When
Kilkenny
you see that,
Red.
it's got like a... It's an expensive can of Guinness, but you need like an adapter that fits on the top of the can, so it pours like draft from a pump in a bar, apparently. I've not tried it myself. I couldn't be arsed. I've actually got my Guinness poster behind me that my brother found.
I remember that one, yeah.
Yep. Lovely day for Guinness. Weirdly, when I went to put this up as my background, I initially got it wrong. Who would have thunk it? I initially threw up a completely different Guinness background poster, which was actually one from World War II. Let me just see if I can do that, because it just amuses me. Because I wanted to have my lovely German one for you, but I accidentally put up this one first, which is the World War II British Guinness poster.
See, they're flying in the opposite direction.
Yes, exactly. Clearly coming out to meet the sortie coming from the other side. I just love the idea of Guinness going, we're neutral, you fucks.
Guinness, the Swiss country of beers.
Yep.
We make everyone flabbergasted at once.
Yep. Way to do it. There's bugger off. What's wrong with Bosco apart from being fucking terrifying? Oh, really, Michael?
Hello, bugger off. Touch, duck the fuck, and demon sub. Also, as a word of warning, I'm drinking beer. I usually have a very low tolerance.
Yeah, but...
And I was on a blood donation today again, so that's going to be fun.
They did invent the widget, though, which is good. And now every fucker's got a widget. Jack D used to dance like a penguin for Boddingtons because it had a widget. Pob was slightly more odd. So we're still not entirely certain what Pob was saying.
That sounds like weird cartoon characters.
Oh, no, both Pob and Bosco were both wooden-headed puppets with a thirst for human flesh, I imagine. Although we've never been able to prove that about either of them. But I imagine that's what it was.
So they never got caught.
It was John Smith's. I just remember it being a yellow can, so it could have gone either way.
Yellow clankers.
Shall
we go on?
Yeah, why not?
Do we have things prepared as a tradition?
Sure. If we must. Oh, I got a load of cowboys today. Mech. So I now also have cowboys, including Mexicans, not Mexican. Saga, you say?
It looks like a wee bit.
Well,
almost.
For example, aptly back. Obviously doing the Lord's own work and getting involved in Saga. I'll say Apple Mac loves their historics. Also a fan of old school Whamster as well. So himself and his son have decided to get involved in Saga as a bit of a father-son combo. So they're I imagine we'll see both forces assembled in here, because I don't believe his son has an account. But he's starting off with the Victrix Vikings and Anglo-Saxon / Danes, and they're just going to be playing 4-point games between themselves, which means that a big bag of 30-odd figures goes a long fucking way. You know, not as far as a bag of 60 figures goes, but you know, c'est la vie. So I believe Anton's going Hearthguard heavy. All the Hearthguard and some levies and the bare minimum of warriors sprinkled in the middle. Whereas Apple Mac himself is having a bit more of a standard, robust force. He's also come up with a very clever thing, which is, as anybody who's ever seen any of my unboxings for Victrix knows, it has the fucking bingo numbers on the back.
These ones?
That's the ones. Here's how you assemble body B1, heads C1, D1, D3, F3, 7, 76,
Bingo!
99. All go together to do that. And then you need the arm, all that shit. So what he's doing instead is just going down and clipping out all of the B1s, and then clipping out every head it says works for a B1, and every arm and weapon that it says works for the B1, and then just randomly assembling them. Because all of the shit in front of him in a pile will all fit on that miniature, and then they can go on to the next one.
So it's basically like that running joke with how to assemble any Chaos Marine. Just pour it in a bucket, add some glue, and shake well.
Shake it well, yeah. The instructions do make sense, but Jesus, it's time consuming. I will say this: their instructions are still bingo colory numbery, but their sprue layout has got better these days. A lot of the time, heads and arms are very close together. In the old days, you could literally be scouring a fucking sprue that contained 150 components, trying to find where that half left arm was that would fit onto the half left arm that was already attached to the torso to make the fucking shield.
Well, that
shit like that. It was very annoying.
Looks rather organized, so I'm guessing if you're looking for a head, it's
well, I mean, all the heads are together now and stuff like that, but it still not be just because a pair of arms are side by side doesn't necessarily mean they're an actual pair of arms. This is one of the more recent ones, so it's not as bad. The early ancient stuff was, Jesus, it was fucking head melting. Anyway,
I'm guessing they were more space sensitive in like what Games Workshop is doing, cram as much stuff. You know, having less space between items.
I think it was just a case of it was the first foray into plastic. They're pulling us with the first foray into plastics, but it was the first foray into multi-part, I suppose, and getting them orientated on a sprue correctly was more important than worrying about where the shit was laid out. At least these ones actually have codes and stuff on the back. The very early ones, it was just fucking, it was potluck. Take your chances with those.
Here's your puzzle. Go on.
Now, see, that's fine for Bandai who have multiple sprues. That is one sprue. Everything you need is on that sprue. It's up to you to find all the bits that you need, though. Good luck.
That's a game in itself. It's an additional hobby.
Yeah. May God bless you and all who's selling you. But anyway, so it should be interesting to see how both himself and the son intend to approach, and also the fact that they're Anglo-Danes and Viking style doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be run as Anglo-Danes and Vikings. They could be, a whole variety of various chainmail-clad, axe-wielding lunatics, up to and including the Norse Gaels. So, fucking nutter batters. So I'm looking forward to see what they do, and obviously suggesting sweet tips.
Transfers?
Well, you can, but I discovered recently somebody else, I want to say it might even be Flags of War,
Plagues.
has started doing transfers that fit the Celtic ancient Victrix miniatures. They're not official ones, but the amount of shield bosses, because the shield bosses are all very distinct on those, and they're old school water slide, which are much easier to use compared to the take the plastic off, turn it upside down, and stick it on. Don't fuck up. You've only got one attempt because it's adhesive on one side. So we will see.
Yeah, I think, Doug, you've got a point. Such nice. It's padding for kick bashing.
I like kebab.
So after this very interesting entry, where do we go next?
Next. You may notice a certain pattern here tonight, where it'll go kind of.
Do I smell springy?
No, not necessarily. But it'll go kind of very small project that's just starting off that people should go and fucking follow. You can't. To massive whorish project that will require weeks to wade through it. So it's very much the up and down, the waxing and waning of the project system. Jordan, if you watch this, I haven't put your project in, but I did notice that you said that Clan War Legends of the Five Rings wasn't in the game system, so I added it to the games, and then I went in and edited your project and put it in as the game that you're playing. No need to thank me. Anyway, so if we've seen Colin's other stuff, which we have, because
this is Undead's Walking, is it?
Yes, but this is
Battle System Terrain?
His own solo games. So I don't believe he's following the specific narrative storyline from the books, although he might be. I think this is going off piste, so to speak, but it's an interesting little set of battle reports, especially since he found that comic booky filter to put the comic booky things in. So this is just going to be for the actual gameplay. I think we've looked at his. In fact, I think he got a golden button for his thing the other week, where he was showing how he was doing the painting and basing and making the tiny fighting tables and stuff. Just having a look here. What's that? Oh, you're the skirmish battles version of Walking Dead. It's not what I'm after. But I've got that mat. I can't remember where I got that mat from.
Was it
it's next door.
Something that came with the game?
No, it's not. Because I've got all of the Walking Dead mats, and they're neoprene, whereas that's like a very light cloth that folds up really small. You can put it in your pocket. It's great. Anyway, I was using it from Marvel Crisis Protocol.
But that's the wrong scale.
The wrong scale.
Well, it's not Billion Suns, so people tend to care for scale.
Nobody cares about whatever Marvel Crisis Protocol is doing. Anyway, interesting use of the old battle systems, foldable terrain for sticking down and playing out the games on. It's very clever, Mr. Bond.
And they fit the map very well.
Yeah.
As if they were done for it. Or made for it, should I say.
Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. It's very difficult for me to work out what's going on. Anyway, if you're in the House of Water, #BestHouse, you'll have already got a sneak peek of this from the other night prior to writing up the report. But I really like the really leaning into the comic side and even adding the comic text, so you can watch as the game progresses with a set of dice rolls that are almost as bad as mine, from all accounts. At one point, it was like, this could be the shortest campaign ever. I may not make it out of round one alive.
Well, so. That's always par for the course, isn't it?
It is indeed. It is indeed. But yeah, really nice to see. I also like the fact that he's included all of the shit, like what threat level you start at, event cards that are being used, so you can follow along at home or play along if you want to.
What I really want to know is, did he do the comic filter himself, or is that some kind of AI magic?
I mean, if only there was some way we could find out.
Horrible
Certainly
things.
some way of asking him.
Yeah, I guess at some point somebody might invent the electric pigeon.
It's not beyond the realms of possibility, I suppose.
But they look like some kind of weird filter thing.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have to assume once you've got the filter on the picture, then there's bound to be something else that lets you make your own comic. So you can just go in and stick shit like that on.
That is very true. Someday I will ask, but this is not today.
No, I like some of the weird pictures in the background of a few of them. I don't know whether it's just the way the machine parses information and tries to work out what's going on, but some of the walkers in the distance, it's more noticeable on the walkers for whatever reason, but some of them have got the same texture as the surrounding ground. They almost fade in. It's like you get so far away that the computer just goes, you don't really care what's happening in the background.
Welcome, Curious Asparagus. I'm not sure what you mean by that you're being raised on the meat of bees, but welcome nonetheless.
That's the way to do it.
An interesting choice.
Should be like
of
one of those,
nickname.
is it vulture wasps, vulture bees? Must be bees because they make honey. But they
meat honey.
They eat dead flesh, so they make a really foul honey that's flavored like rotting carcass. So that's good.
I'm guessing this is here. What's his face? Our lovely friend from Texas.
I could tell you, but it's so much more fun watching you absolutely struggle.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to. I'm just going to go ahead and post the next one.
Post the next one. Crispin, that's the one. See,
like
somebody's cheating.
Don't tell, fuck's sake. It says a lot about our community that somebody comes in who could well just be a troll taking the piss, and we just assume it's Crispin. I mean, he could be ripping the piss here, but much more likely to be a Mexican.
The only persons or the only things we don't want to chat are annoying sex bots because they remind us of stuff we don't have.
Speak for yourself. What's all this wee pale face? The Verwood again from House of Water #BestHouse. Ewok's been kicking into building up his warband, which is a remarkable looking bunch of fellows.
Yeah, I love the tiny Roman looking like dwarves being in a suit, old spooky like.
Yep, the fur coat is actually, well, he walks in here, he could tell us. I believe he referred to him as something like the master of camouflage, and the one with just a little single tuft on his head is his apprentice. I was prepared to believe he was,
the Brotherhood of the Incontinent Badger. Well, that's a line to get Ben's attention. Is it not?
Look, there's one of those spam things trying to sell you stuff.
Oh,
Followers,
no.
viewers, and chatbots. Why would you want to buy any of those?
Oh.
Wouldn't even want viewers, for fuck's sake. If we could just do this and nobody showed up, that would be ideal.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, great naming from Ewok right off the bat, but also a really nice use of the War Games Atlantic Halflings and some spare parts courtesy of, I think, the Cultist sprue out of their North Star.
I love the fact that the little one on top really looks like he's trying to balance.
Well, you have to. You don't want to go over from that height. You kill yourself. It's like Hearn the Hunter's shorter brother.
Twin brothers.
Ah, the hooded man. And of course, there's a big fuck off Leshen as well, which is great.
Oh, and there's a how to make a kit bash. That's always nice.
Yep. I've not bothered looking at Vertwood, but I know Ben is a big fan of it.
The title irritates me. I wonder if they were going for some kind of word mixing, because verrotten is literally to rot in German, so...
Could be. You think the author's a bit like George Lucas then? Borrowing words from other languages?
Possible. Or like Games Workshop have done with Warhammer for ages.
Yeah, but to be fair to George, he predates GW. So.
A bit.
Just saying. Just does.
Our bots don't die, just bots go to heaven. Bot heaven.
When you look at the free solo rules on drive-through. I didn't even realise they were. I probably did, actually, because I think we talked about it a weekender. But Ben was so focused on it, I didn't really have to worry about looking at anything. I just scroll through pages while Ben just waxes lyrical. There's some fantastic looking bits of terrain, things like that, which I don't know if it's just there for scatter Ewok, or do these hold some purpose / weight in the game itself.
Poison terrain, haunted terrain, so I'm guessing they have a purpose in life and game.
You never know your luck.
If only people would be able to answer our questions in a timely manner.
Yeah, but there's like a massive delay on Twitch. That's why it takes so long for the Twitch whores to get their baps out in their hot tub.
Do Fugu go to Salute?
I've not seen them there in the past. But
are there rules pertaining to the terrain pieces, says Ewok Kebab.
There are rules pertaining.
Yes, he corrected himself.
Yeah, but you still managed to get the sentence order wrong. You weirdo. I really like the lava effect as well. Under the bridge of doom.
Over troubled water?
Well, over some sort of terrible lava thing.
Very troubled water.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You need a spoon guard, Harry. Spoon guard.
Hello, Harry. Welcome. The only thing that annoys me a bit about some of his terrain...
yes?
I'll just creep up again, and then I can show you.
You do you, Sonny. You do you. See this Ewok? You come along, you show support, and he just starts criticising you on a stream. Like
See that? See that?
Yeah, that's meant to be there.
Print lines. Print lines.
In Vertwood, you get that sort of deformation of nature. Happens all the time. It's well-known feature of the Vertwood forest.
Print lines in the forest.
Yeah, well, yeah. We all know about it. We just didn't tell you.
Heavy doubt. Heavy doubt.
I know you need a lot of trees for that. That's fine. I can cover a 6-foot table with trees myself. It will mean at some point I've actually got to make all the foliage for them. Because I have exactly the same woodland scenic trees as Kebab's using.
25% of trees for train. That's
grand. Wouldn't worry about it.
Arcane runic thing. Yeah. And they were cheap on eBay.
Out in the forest neck. You're right, it is. All about the printy lines.
And not enough naked ladies.
He's got the same hairbands as me as well. Don't look like you need hairbands in your picture. What are you using the hairbands for? You press gang them into holding shit on while it glues.
Ramshackle, elevated, stealable, burning, haunted, poisonous. Hello. So I'm guessing these are descriptions of the terrain for later then.
Sure.
To get himself not confused.
Could well be. You don't want to put 2 poisonous woods out on the table. That'd be terrible.
Oh, why would that?
Exactly.
That.
Nature's all about the fractals. cauliflower, broccoli. I say that.
Look under any mushroom, it's all print lines. You're not wrong.
It's right under the cap. If all seen it, you just turn over, there they are. All emanating out from a central point.
And that's
I'd
why
be
I
interested
don't like
in where
them.
it would. I think we're going to be doing a lot for the Doomed later on this year from Osprey, which they may or may not have told people about yet. So there'll be a lot of similar style creepy trees and creepy forests and stuff to be done for it.
Creepy is always good in my book.
Oh, creepy's great. However, it's I believe it's post-apocalyptic creepy, but I'm not sure how post-apocalyptic. If it's
So along the lines of Fallout, more or less?
yeah, is it super far in the future, or is it Walking Dead? It's only been a couple of months / years. You know, should there be a lot of modern terrain with creepy added to it, or should it be just all sorts of weird sci-fi shit with creepy? Creepy.
I like this little moon. It's a nice, lovely looking moon.
Yeah, for been Sam, I think I have it there, but there's like stuff in front of it, so I'm gonna lift it out to see. It's definitely yellow and black. So
Ewok Kebab was sold on Furrowed Wood by the ability that lets you vomit crows at people. Well,
we've all been there. Generally on a Friday night, early Saturday morning. Have a good tactical chunder.
Everything out that doesn't pay any rent.
Yep.
Yeah, nice one, Mr. Kebab, Sir Ewok. Even though you're helping yourself to some oddly 3D printed stuff thingamajigs, but
yeah, you can still ignore him about that. What do you find, or how do you find the war paint? By the way, war colors, isn't that what it's called? Because occasionally I see that. I keep seeing, every time I turn around, there seems to be another company making paints. I know that one's been out for a while. I picked up a molten metal from Darkstar recently when I was ordering some stuff, just because I keep hearing people bang on about it. And then I was up in the studio and was looking for something, and opened a drawer and found just like fucking all the Darkstar molten metals. It's like, well, I could have saved myself a lot of time and effort and just fucking tried these ones rather than buying this to try it at home. Considering they've just been relegated to a fucking pit these days.
Welcome, Jill. Trying to goad people into 2nd edition 40k Tale of 4 Gamers. Well,
wow.
That's a blast from the past.
I'm just sneezing.
Bless you. Ewok Kebab. Not sure on Warpaint, to be honest, but the awful scale 75 are making them look good.
I like the scale 75 stuff. But the scale 75 stuff, people think it was contrast, and it's not. It's essentially glazes. It's to do like quick glazing and mix. So it's not meant to be used like contrast. So much so that I even seen somebody in the Kickstarter going, blah, 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 they've arrived and they're really thin and they're not going on like this. They're going, it's literally how they're supposed to be. There's like 15 videos on the Kickstarter that you backed. Did you not click on any of the videos? Why would you think it was something else? So, you know.
It says on the tin, read the fucking manual.
That type of thing. More old Greg, although Papa Lazaru's great. I do have a Papa Lazaru figure. Which, if anybody goes to 7TV, they've painted a new one for the web store. The old one was painted in blackface like Papa Lazaru, which is great. And the reason I bought it immediately, it's fucking Papa Lazaru. Now it's just painted like some white bloke and doesn't look half as good. So, shame. You ever drink Bailey's from Shoe?
So where do we go from here?
Well, hell, I think, is generally where we go.
Oh, that's good. Hell is a...
Or Royston Vasey.
Nice.
Royston
Pushing
Vasey.
figures around by which? Yes, we're pushing...
What do you call him?
Which?
Is it Dark Danigan? Danley. somebody's been using them in the project system, and I've been quite enjoying them. But you have to use them like glazes. You can't go, it's a contrast substitute, because it's not designed to be that. It is thin, but it just it'll just do horrible things.
Well, that's a lovely table.
It is. Hutch has a tendency to do this, the cheeky fucker. And yet still won't put his address up anywhere I can find it, so that we can go around and nick the stuff. I've already got Paul on board for it. Oh!
So you've set yourself up for a heist.
Yeah, as soon as we find out where he lives, we're just going to nick all his stuff. He's got a big room full of it, he won't notice. It's interesting, because obviously starting to get into blood and plunder a bit myself. So it's nice seeing somebody else doing it, but also it's nice seeing somebody else's idea of what tables look like, because I'm enjoying that.
Yeah, it's a very on the one side it looks very gameable, and on the other side it also looks very realistic. If that makes sense.
Could be from one of those places, like where they have the pirates. I want to do Nassau, though, the pirate sort of homeland, because it's very Dutch. This is clearly a more Spanish-looking island. But Nassau just had all those incredibly narrow buildings that are like 15 stories tall with the curly tops.
Curly tops. Oh no, and now again a raid. And why is there a waiter running around in the jungle?
Why not? That is his exploration of parts foreign. If you go down far enough, I think you'll run into Judge Dreadland.
The Bald Rock?
Also, yes. I like them. Probably because a lot of them are the old Wargames Foundry figures, which I really appreciate. I love those figures. I've got some. They're cracking.
Should paint some.
One of them's painted.
Oh.
I use them as Ardendorf in my Rourke's Drift set. I think it's actually Teddy Roosevelt, but I still use him as Ardendorf.
And there's the jump to last year to the big city of Mega City 1.
But these are essentially little narrative battle reports, whether you're on Skull Island looking for Kong, Mega City 1 looking for scabby boingers and skyscrapers, or some Caribbean island looking for gold.
Where the Dutch came in and stole all the nice things.
It's the Dutch. Two things we can't stand. It's people who are intolerant of other people's cultures.
And the Dutch.
And the Dutch.
It's a very nice feeling for change that not only Germans get a butt on the head.
I like to imagine that wasn't even written in the script. That was just just Michael Caine himself.
Just going on off on one.
It's the same as Supergirl, where you've got Peter O'Toole in like some old ratty iron sweater, and you're just thinking, that doesn't look particularly sci-fi futuristic. There, did you just wander in drunk and go, I'm not changing my clothes? And just waffle away in a corner? Well, Supergirl's trapped in a giant bird cage. It's a very weird film.
That reminds me somehow on the story on that Peter Cushing never wore boots on the set of Star Wars because the boots they made for him were not comfortable enough.
Yeah,
so he ran around in slippers.
That's the way to do it.
Very distinguished Moff Tarkin and his slippers.
It comes down, Kebab, if you do glazing, it's great. If you've never done any glazing highlighting before, you're probably going to run into all sorts of problems because they are just so thin. That's kind of where they're aimed at for wet blending and glazing. And I don't actually think there's going to be any way around that, ever. So if you're, if you're the type of person who likes to feel it thick and chunky with the old dry brush, then it's always going to be an uphill struggle on it. So, yeah. Anyway, I digress.
So do I.
He did do wargaming. I think we did it on XLBS once. We didn't do it, but I happened to be trolling eBay one day and came across a set of Napoleonic flags that he'd painted for his army that somebody was selling on eBay. It was just the flags on the poles. Since we were looking at Hatch's stuff, I just thought I'd point out he has been cracking away through a load of terrain. So this is just... It is, but there's just some gorgeous porn shots of all the sci-fi world there. His little corner of Mega City 1. And I'm really just here.
And by little, you mean a table's worth of...
Yeah. But yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, compared to the rest of Mega City 1, that's a little
true.
corner.
That's...
I discovered there's a apartment block in China that houses 30,000 people.
There was. That one got taken down some years ago.
That's Mega City, Mega Block levels of population density.
Yeah, that's why they took it down, because it was a health and safety risk.
Oh, well,
even the People's Republic of China couldn't have that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm just going to reflect on the last 3 years in silence while I have a drink. You can too.
Slånt, yeah.
Skål.
Awesome.
Mm.
Nix saw that image and thought of Block War kicking off. Yeah, that could be a very nice set of Block War.
I mean, for anything at all, it's just fucking spot on for Stargrave or for Xenos Rampant or Laser Burn or anything except that game. It's great. Bright sci-fi, it's where we're at. Fucking Star Wars. I mean, you could see a Jedi on a busted fucking speeder bike trying to escape with Baby Yoda.
Yeah, and you can also... The funny thing about this picture is there's not one actual game figure in this. This is a pure generic setting.
What do you mean there's not one actual game? How do you know all those people aren't game figures? Because he could be playing some sort of Infinity Sims. Yeah, right now.
SimCity, the board game.
His sim is in a green and white little fucking pod car stuck in traffic and trying to get to work.
As long as he doesn't set the baby on fire. Oh, block war, block war, block war.
Block, war. I mean, it's stonking. Seriously, we need to find out where Hutch lives and rob him. We'd be doing him a kindness, really.
Yeah, clear some space for him.
Yeah. Super serial.
I'm wondering if, especially in this case, the current keeper of the IP for Judge Dredd board game things wouldn't go, let's call this guy and buy that.
Well, lad, nah. There's several reasons they wouldn't. I think every single kit comes from a company that isn't them. So
okay, that's a problem I hadn't thought of.
Oh, but it's terrible. It's a crying shame. Well, shame.
But it would make an awesome backdrop.
Oh, it would be fucking stupendous. That's the sort of shit I want to make for gaming with.
Can you imagine a gaming company promoting their game on terrain from a rival company because it looks better?
So, I mean, as long as they don't sell the stuff. Mantic and Warlord both have formed for using, miniatures from other companies in their collections in the early days. I'm just looking up at Warlords of Erewhon right now, where it's constant models from Paul Sawyer's collection, from Oathmark or from GW or from Mantic or from Warmonger, or So it's not a major issue. Lots of them do it. Fliboy, hello.
Good evening.
Mm.
Welcome to the beer tasting party.
I told you I'm having a fruit beer drink today because it's healthy. This contains 2 of my 5 a day, strawberry and lime. Yeah, after the porno shots of Mega City 1, it goes into some of the stuff you got the butt for.
What we saw on the weekend XLBS.
Yep. Again, but it's all really nice. He's even made room in Villa, which Lloyd still says no to.
Yeah, somehow I feel Lloyd has a odd recollection of things. I'm pretty sure that has been talked about multiple times. You buy, he builds.
Yep, 100%. I mean, why would you not?
Maybe you should allow him to add tiny mutinous tutinous to every one of the buildings.
Maybe. I don't think it would work though. The Mott and Bailey, because we never went further down this page. The Mott and Bailey is really nice. Reminds me of the one the Perrys built for one of their, well, not one of their games, but a game that they supplied a lot of stuff for. I think it's in the original first edition Warhammer Ancient Battles, which is just out of reach behind some ships, and again, not lifting it down. But it reminds me of that. It's really nice, and the subsequent Bretonnian display board as well is lovely. Although I will say, I don't imagine Bretonnian buildings look like that. What I'm imagining is they're just riding through the outskirts of an imperial city that they're just about to go and, slap down.
Jerry, how common are exterior AC units in England and Ireland?
I believe I've seen a couple in large buildings on the roofs, but you won't find them on
because
residential properties.
There's one sitting on the outside, so I'm guessing Hutch is an American, or maybe an Australian.
It's fine. He puts out his address. We'll work out the logistics of stealing his stuff afterwards.
Okay.
I'd be highly
impressed. I'd be highly impressed.
If I knew where he was and I could get a fucking van backed up to the house, it would be worth it. You're not looking at the same pictures I'm looking at here.
There's a fuck ton of terrain in this project, and
yeah, it's like a whole project, just the terrain. It's good, isn't it?
Indeed, it is, and it makes me highly
almost at the end.
Anxious.
See, all the Warhammer Ancient Battles First Edition players will know what I'm talking about whenever I say it looks like the one that Perry's built.
Oh, now I get it. That's the way to display your army.
52 is Justin's house, based on the back of his neck. Yep, that is a way to display your army. And like I say, I think I'm not alone in thinking that looks more like an imperial town than a Bretonnian town, which means they've just rocked up.
This town is going to be sacked. Yeah, Hutch, interesting things. I think I need to follow this project if he makes anything more interesting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I imagine he will. I mean, Future City upload only happened a couple of days ago, so he's constantly adding to it.
Given his heart attack, it's maybe just an expiry date. That's dark, Jill.
That's not that dark. That's fine. We're all fine here.
Oh, God. So where do we go up next?
Well, we've had a big one. Here's a little one. Basic brush.
Doing,
is, I imagine, some sort of synthetic dry brush. Maybe. Oh.
Doing troops.
specifically doing the Waffen SS Charlemagne. Probably my third, maybe fourth favorite SS unit. Because you've got to rank them. They were not about to quit at the end of the war. I'll say that for them. Because they were one of the foreign national divisions. You know how it is, where you need to bulk the ranks because you're losing so fucking badly, so you just start including extra people and going, nope, they're Aryans now. So Charlemagne was the French volunteers. So at the end of the war, they really didn't want to hand themselves over to the French government, who viewed them as not just collaborators, but mad bastard collaborators. They went all the way back to Berlin. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out, if there's anything specific that they're going to do for it. I know they said it's still going to be a gaming force, so they'll be based on specific, sort of inspiration. But you may see things that technically they wouldn't have had or fought with side by side, because he wants to be able to play games, which is, a fair point. It's like
what irritates me a bit on the setup is I see German troops, a weird...
No, you see French. Just happen to be fighting for the Germans. Anyway, go ahead.
A weird black person on the left.
Yes.
Why is there a bunny in the back doing fisticuffs?
Because the bunny in the back doing fisticuffs is in training for the day where it has to deal with French collaborators. I'm not sure who the big ogre-looking fella is. But he's one of those.
When did you sneak in, and how did you leave your alter ego?
I'm still fairly certain the other guy was probably a troll who just got bored. Realised that either we weren't getting offended or we thought he was being just regular. Just thought, there's no way I can control these people. They're just as mad as batshit anyway. Time to go for somewhere else.
I'm just saying, when did he leave? Timeline? Yeah, just after the bot went, he went. Maybe he had some romantic feelings to the bot.
The buildings for the Barnes War would be awesome. Yeah, that's very true. Thought it was 3 p.m. today. It's because the clocks have changed. Has that thrown you off? Do you do that in America? I'm not sure.
Don't remind me of clock resetting.
Anyway.
Lovely. Oh, reminds me, I need to set my alarm.
Oh.
My lovely alarm. Have you seen my lovely alarm yet? Hold on.
No. All right. R2 and 3PO.
Yes. And when
Very
the
nice.
alarm goes off, it goes,
"Good morning."
Oh, that's desperately disappointing.
Here we go again.
Why make it an old school alarm clock and then have loads of like digitally voicey things? It should have a clanger that bangs between the things. Does not have a clanger that bangs between the things.
No, it's so disappointing.
That is got it now.
I really wanted one that goes like a real old school one, just annoyingly held, but no, it just does those.
I've got one. There's a lot of time spent jamming my finger between the hammer and the bell while I try and find the lever that turns it off at the back.
Yeah. Do you ever had one of those that launches a rocket that never stops beeping?
No. I've seen all sorts of weird and wacky ones, but I can't be arsed with them. They just fuck me off and they'd end up going out a window. There's things like there's an alarm clock that's like a fucking dumbbell, and you have to do like 50 reps before it switches off and stuff like that. You're going, fuck that.
The only one I could get behind was a rooster that goes off when you set the alarm. And the only way to bring it to shut up is grab it by the neck and throw it across the room.
But unfortunately, they're very difficult to set. They just tend to go via the medium of light. 4 a.m. you say, time to get these fuckers up, and I'm not stopping.
Yeah, that's Crispin is on the street again. You shouldn't put your finger in stuff, Crispin. You know that.
Always stick your finger in things. Anyway. So yes, basic brushes. foray into the wonderful world of World War II via the medium of the French. Quite like the decision to go with the forests, the foresty forest.
Yeah, Nick, those are basically the ones or similar.
Yes. Anywho, it'll be one for people to take a look at later on, I'm sure. See where it goes. Maybe he'll do my third favourite SS Legion, where he throws in the old Georgie boys, consisted of about 50 British prisoners of war who went, yeah, fuck it, yeah, we'll fight for you. And then the minute they equipped them with uniforms and weapons, they all absconded and left. Fought their way back to the British lines. We're home, lads. Yeah, we got out of prison early. What many people suggest was not probably the best use of arms and equipment.
The nice Germans gave us some vehicles and guns and sent us
on
merry way.
And we went, you are bang on, mate. And away we go.
How bloody stupid can one be?
You can throw alarm clocks at walls. Yeah, like little football-y things and stuff. Yeah. It's true. It's all very true.
So where do we go from here?
Well, I thought we'd stick with the fascist.
Oh no.
And take a look at the fascist world of Warhammer 40,000, where I seen somebody said 10th edition is not going to be as overtly fascist to appeal to the masses. I go, well, it's not 40k then. It's the whole fucking point of it.
So they're
not the good guys.
So you're saying there will be furry Marines?
Who knows? Who knows? But anyway.
Another chapter has born, and it has fur.
Well, that's the Space Wolves, maybe.
Oh, God.
So tough years. We're tough years. We'll never be able to work out which one it is. Has been painting an awful lot of Canadian tanks. Tanks for the memories.
And again, at a lightning pace.
Yep. Well, I mean, there's no point in hanging around, is it? Waiting's for wankers. So I hadn't been here in a while, so I thought I'd bring us back here because I didn't know whether or not you'd been here in a while.
Oh, no, I haven't.
That's okay then. Because occasionally you sneak off and do stuff while I'm not around.
Yeah, but usually it's weird stuff, like showing people odd...
Your nipples?
Yeah, those two, and Kickstarters with old Skelly Bobs.
They definitely have a look to them. You just have to work on the principle that nobody is ever going to be inside it. I mean, or maybe they just man them with nothing but halflings. Because I'm not entirely certain who's getting in there and who's getting out.
Yeah, it's the old joke about the Rhino and 10 Marines getting in that tiny little thing.
Oh yeah. Have you hit the mold line? So bad. 230 to Paddington just went up this one. I mean, it's noticeable. I don't think anybody can say it's not noticeable.
What did somebody say recently, and I mentioned this last week, Slapchop is the method to highlight all the mode lines you forgot.
Yep. I mean, it's an excellent way of doing it. Excellent way. I imagine they'll get round to that demon once they've done a few other things.
And they will all have no bottoms.
There's no point in sticking to those old models where you can get people to buy new ones. And they'll know a load of people have upgraded to Cadians. And that'll be the time to go in and go, well, fuck it. Here's some new versions of tanks. So.
Oh, you remember the last tank Games Workshop released where there was no bottom part, and
I do, yes.
The internet lost its shit.
I think it was Sarissa started selling a frame.
No, it's a different YouTuber who was a guest on Peach's show on the painting phase, and he made that thing as a joke and never thought he would sell more than 4 or 5 of these. And now he has sold a bunch.
He sold so many he's had to order a second laser cutting machine and hire some slaves.
He says, yeah, I'm giving away all the money I get from this STL file. That's going to charity. I'm not keeping it. which is possibly...
Oh, that's some sort of 3D printing thing.
Yeah. So
no. Oh, I'm fairly certain Sarissa went... Here's a laser cut MDF bit. It's cut to match the profile of the hole. You just buy it and stick it in.
I haven't seen that.
They may have been taking the piss, but they still went ahead and fucking did it.
That's almost even better if a company gets behind it. No, he made a 3D printable file that looks exactly like the bottom with all the lines along the lengthwise, because it's not flat.
Was that it? TD Combat. There we go. I knew it was one of the laser cutting people did it. Militia or planetary defense is the way to go. Speaking of militia / planetary defense, did anybody see the absolute fucking hilarity of the pricing of the fucking Steel Legion models?
No.
Oh, it's so fucking good. You know how every now and again they'll go, we're gonna make some metal models because we still got the molds.
Oh,
you
mean the single one? For 19 quid?
Single one was £19. If you wanted to order a viable force, i.e. 1 commander, 3 heavy weapon teams, 2 10-man squads, plus I think you got a commissar. Commissar might have been free, actually. I don't know if they said you were being charged. It was £331 for like 28 men.
I beg your pardon. I just thought you said
£331. Not flat, by the way. It was like £331 and 68p or some shit like that. Because at that stage, why not take the piss a bit more by checking on some random fucking change?
331 and 50.
Oh, there you go. Fuck me.
God.
Fuck me fucking sideways to the moon and back. I mean, Christ on a bike.
And everyone who ordered one who isn't living in Ireland or the UK has to add VAT.
Oh, could you imagine?
Yeah, I can imagine adding 90% on top of that. And an import fee because it's above 150 euros.
As Crispin said, just order the Raumjäger from fucking Wargames Atlantic and then some of the upgrade sprues with the little fucking steel helms and gas masks. Just do that. So for every 25, well, let's say 30 quid, you need the upgrade sprue. For every 30 quid you order, you'll be 20 odd models, 30.
I mean, seriously, 331.
Just pay the Perry's to sculpt new ones for you. I don't think that would. Assuming Perry still work on the old style flat, a pound a mil styly type of thing per model.
One officer with power sword, 1 commissar, 1 sergeant, 3 guardsmen with blast guns, 3 infantry squads
3
of 10
units.
each.
Oh, I stand corrected. I thought
3
it was
pistol
only 2.
launcher heavy weapons team, 3 heavy bolter teams, and 3 last cannon heavy weapons team. Still, 330.
Fuck me. I mean, there's not enough drugs in the world. Huh?
You could actually buy 2 Battle Force sets for Star Wars Legion with that kind of money.
It's a bad sign when you're making Star Wars Legion look fucking cheap.
You're
For fuck's sake.
Oh, fucking hell. Well, yeah. Tuffy.
I'm seriously considering stripping my Praetorian Guard and just waiting for them to fucking do that and then just whacking them all up on Fleabay.
As a day one.
Oh, just go. You can wait for, because it's not even, you don't even get them in the next week or so. It's like 2 or 3 months for them to cast these fuckers up. Yeah. Yeah, but the previous mail order things, squirrel, have been, have generally only taken like, a week or 2 weeks because it doesn't take that long to fucking cast metal. But they've said with this one, it's like several months out. They may as well just tell everybody
I
to
think
fuck themselves.
Ewok Kebab has a point here. For that kind of money, they send a bag of weed and a tie hooker to paint the minis for you.
Do it now. Some of them fetch £30 a mini. Really? Which ones? Not that it matters. I've got about 500. Well, I don't actually, because I dug out all the ones I could find recently, and I was down to like 300 odd. There's like 150 to 200 models. I'm not sure where they are.
Oh, Chris,
Go to Thailand.
I'm sure they can arrange for that. Tuffy!
There's tough years.
Welcome. I bet she has been summoned because of the comment.
How can we know? We were just looking at your
Squirrel.
Tonks and squirrel. Did you ever get around to cleaning the mold line off that mortar, by the way?
Or did you leave it as a bad example? Pin it to the wall. This is not how you do it.
It's nice. It's good. I feel like people should just change their profiles on Discord and on Tablypot to just big mold line. Just find a miniature or piece of a miniature with a big fuck off mold line on, change it. So it takes Tim to top himself.
Or this ancient marine that has been painted in 50 odd layers that looks like his face is molten.
Also, yes. My phone
But if you really want to...
Backup question, where is my phone? Oh,
get me
find it.
On a tangent, make your profile pictures stuff with print lines. And I will come and cut you.
It was my phone.
Oh.
That's a special guest star for this week's XLBS. Ooh. Ooh.
Justin is back.
No, real proper person.
Mm.
Like with a name and stuff.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
What's not so nice is that I'm running on fumes.
Oh dear. Well, we should probably plow on to the next one. It's not Tim. It's a Marco.
Hello!
Love plasma gumbo lines. They're your favorite. That's why you need a... Oh, they're called something like reaming file. They're like hooked and curved with teeth on the sharp inside edges and outside edges, so you can get around those things. Small update from Zoid.
The pinhead.
First up are some creatures, where apparently Bad Squiddo had old Atlantis miniature resins and was selling them off cheap, which is... It's an outrage, in many respects. Outrage! Similar to the Amsterdam thing, it will get them very clean and reaches places you won't know. I like scalpels from old lines as well, Harry, but I'm assuming Nick was referring to the plasma gun coils.
Yeah, I guess.
Where getting into them is a little bit of a bastard. Whereas just having that nice V-shaped file that comes to a very sharp tip, you can just go straight down. It's awesome. But yeah.
Is it peachy? Well, that would be a banger of a show, having peachy on the XLBS. Because you could ask him all about pegging.
Could do. Don't know who he is. I know our Peachy who photographs miniatures and stuff. It's not him.
No,
is Peachy's name Marco?
It's an ex-employee of Games Workshop.
I'm an ex-employee of Games Workshop. Why would I want another one of me on the channel?
For shits and giggles. Also, he has a lot less hair than you. Even less than Justin.
Wow. Is he waxed all over?
He's beardless and bald.
Oh, okay. Strange.
Very aerodynamic.
That's a way to do it. I suppose a way to do it. But yeah, Werewolf and Pegasus. Nice little monsters. Don't necessarily have to be bad guys.
Oh, look, a chariot made to order. No, but built to order.
Yeah. Obviously, getting back in there, apart from the monsters, Slania needs some additional things to start laying about with
He needs a ride.
And unfortunately, there's no model, weirdly, for Gerg Three Fingers, his charioteer. So he's had to make one. And by Jingo, he did. Via the medium of a old Chaos Marauder. I actually have a really nice model that would have worked perfectly for that if you'd asked me. But I don't know why I'm looking behind me. It's in a box in the roof loft.
So why is he called Three Fingers other than he has three fingers on his helmet?
Pretty much cracked it right there, son.
But usually people have such details on their helmets with a special reason?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
That's not a very satisfactory answer.
I'm not a satisfactory kind of person, so that's good. At least I'm consistent. Are they
That
coming out with more
is
Rime
true.
Jaeger? The plan is yes, Crispin. I think the Rime were the very first box set and sold all right. Then the Grognard sold much higher, which is why they got Heavy Weapon and Command first. But the plan is to do them for all, I believe. So I would have asked Charlie last week if he'd come over, but Charlie's prepping for something that I can't talk about. So he couldn't. Look, Foundry models. Why did I not buy the Foundry models?
Because potentially you were out of money?
Yeah, but still. I knew they were being discontinued because they told everybody, and I looked at them, and I had pretty much the entire collection in my basket on more than one occasion. And I was like, I'm not going to do anything with these. And I should have. Look at them. Not just
I know
sweet
what the
models,
problem
but
was.
fucking lead.
You were way too knerd.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, unfortunately, I took all the grognards that they'd sent us, including the heavy weapons, and gave them to Lloyd because he kept banging on about doing deathcore on and on and on and on all the fucking time. Like, well, these make really nice, great, cool basis for them then. But then he just keeps getting distracted, and then he buys some real deathcore or whatever the fuck they were from GW, and then doesn't do anything with those either.
And even worse, he buys horribly expensive trades.
Well, yeah, that was always going to happen. The horny fella, that is Sloan. Sloan, yeah, again, wearing his lovely horned helm of Kurnos.
He almost looks like one of the Keltos miniatures that I've got somewhere in my closet.
Because, and this is true, the Keltos miniatures are based on that comic book. That's why Slough Feg fucks around the place as well. In Keltos, looking not dissimilar to Slough Feg from the comic book as well.
Maybe. Oh no.
And I think that was during a time when nobody had the licensing rights to produce 2000 AD miniatures, so people were just kind of going, oh, "Fucking do! We'll make our own with blackjack and hookers."
I almost said that I could make that my spring clean challenge and just paint up some Keltos, but then again, where's the point in that?
What paints do you use, Jill? Because for mine, I use. You said digging through. Where are you?
Dark Angel's Green from Citadel.
Russian green is good. German camo dark green is an excellent base or shade color. So those are what I use.
I don't know if it would bring me joy cracking out those miniatures from their sealed boxes.
There's a Vallejo black green.
I might give it a go at some time, but currently there's way too much literally waiting on my palette to be painted.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Heavy black green from they don't exist anymore, so it's probably been changed into something else. It was 72.147 heavy black green from the Game Color heavy opaque range. I think they've changed those with the new ones, but it's quite nice. It's more yellow green. I like the other ones because they're kind of muted. Anyway,
so where do we venture from here?
Your favorite?
My favorite. So Blood Bowl. Oh look, somebody with a runny nose on top of a animal with a long nose.
Was Simon still drinking pints of red wine whenever you met him, Nick?
Don't try to outdrink him, you'll die.
His father died very young, or relatively young, of I think a heart attack actually, and he was very laser focused on not drinking a lot like his dad did, so he decided he would only drink red wine This is when I knew him. And that was fine because red wine's good for the heart, but he would drink it by the pint. He'd more or less just get a fucking pint glass and get a bottle of red wine and just upend it.
Well, why?
And a friend used to sell his artwork in Belfast. I was going to talk to Steve there, but I don't think Steve's there. So, yeah. So he used to do that. I remember we got a copy of one of the annuals in, the collected works by Bisley. And we were flicking through it and hit a double page spread that hadn't printed. They were blank. And it was like, oh, you can't sell that. And he went, I can, because I've already contacted Simon, and Simon's going to go back in and just resketch the panels that are missing from those 2 pages. And then I'm going to sell that.
As a one-off.
As a one-off.
Collector's item, special edition.
The rest of the book was all full-color print, and you just hit this double page spread that was just going to be sketched in again by Simon. The BA's hollow legs. I don't think he sells artwork anymore, which is a shame. But anyway, I digress. Yeah, so Humphrey back at his Carthaginian army, 25mm Carthaginian, which he's probably going to use for Clash of Spears. Clash. Saved every one of us. So he's doing a Nelly the Elephant and a whole host of additional Carthaginian types from Victrix. So he's got his veterans, got his Libyan spear, Numidian horse, and away you go.
Victrix seems to be a running theme tonight.
Yeah, well, Problem?
No, just...
I'll fucking cut you.
You try. You come over here and try, and I'll bribe you with licorice.
Oh, you fiend. You fucking fiend.
I will surround myself with ample amounts of licorice.
It's very clever. Very clever.
I have my moments.
I was very good. I did not jump on the little big man, or not the big man, jump on the Victrix. Victrix had a Punic War sale over the past couple of weeks. It finished on Monday. Sunday night, Monday morning, I can't remember which. Anyway, and I didn't buy anything. Again, I'm very proud of myself. I opened and closed several things. Several times, looked at them and went, because I've got Carthaginian and Roman and Celtic forces.
Jill deleted the sale email without even opening it.
Oh,
that's the best way.
Very clever. I got through it, so I'm fine. We're all fine.
Hello, friends of General Hag.
Oh, there you go. I should get a heart of gold. You're right there. Absolutely right there. But yeah, really nice little project, just seeing it sort of coming together. Simply because I've not started my Carthaginians yet. Well, that's not true. I've assembled them all, but I haven't got around to cleaning them, never mind priming them. I quite like the Heffalump.
Yeah, the Heffalump.
He's gone with.
Nice one.
It is from Armorum and Aquila.
It looks a bit small, but other than that, it could be a young one.
It's probably fine, actually. It's in the grand scheme of things. I think my elephants are bigger, but not massively so. I've looked at Armorum and Aquila a few times for Indie of the Week, but I want to save that for when Lloyd's in a really bad mood and really just doesn't want to see any tiny pictures or missing pictures at all.
Because
there's mine. Mine come from Aventine.
And so. the web shop has very tiny pictures, I presume?
Oh, where you can find pictures, they're tiny, and when you can't find pictures, it's just like a whole page of imagine what these miniatures would look like.
So just text.
Yeah, just text plus like a little placeholder for a photo to go in if they ever got round to it.
Oh, James Stockwood is waiting for his Games Workshop sale mail.
Oh, yeah, that's ridiculous. Go to Aventine, Andy. They've changed from metal to resin now, which is a terrible shame. All of mine are metal and weigh a ton and are gorgeous because of it. The resin ones actually have better detail and are lighter, and they knocked a few quid off because it was cheaper as well. And there's the armored Indian and unarmored African, and then variety of heads. So there's like 2 bodies and 3 heads, so you can do mixing and matching if you want to do them. Actually, I'm just pulling up the website as we speak. I'm just going to go to the heavy lumps. Metal minis are great.
Metal minis are the best, and that's why I backed the what's it called again? Bequest miniatures.
Bequest.
Shambling Bones, which is currently at 2,300 euros, which is
it's going
a lot more than the 200 they asked for.
Yeah, I have liked it. There's the link for Aventine. That'll take you straight to the African elephants, which is probably what you want because you won't be wanting the armor. But yeah, 12 quid for a resin elephant. Oh no, they changed. Oh, they're 3D printed now. Well, you know, you can't have everything.
And the other one, the other Kickstarter, the obvious one is at 4.5 million.
Yep, well, you know, fish bite hooks. Isn't that what they say? Bequest, they're a German company.
Yes. And they're very, very. It's a one-off person, so.
It's a one-off person.
One, I would say, almost odd person, but no, he seems to be a nice guy. He has done some minis before, so he's not new to crafting, and there's a shop selling his miniatures already. So
yeah, Higgins have been doing it for a while, haven't they?
Yeah, and he also made some Warhammer First Edition looking like Marini types that are getting another Kickstarter later this year.
Wow.
And they might fit my Space Dwarfs from Curious.
Did he do a set of Space Dwarves? I was thinking of somebody today who did a set of Space Dwarves.
He did.
They're very much first edition, second edition Rogue Trader or second edition squad types. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to have to stop looking through Aventine. What have you done? Dwarf. Why am I scrolling through Aventine's Carthaginians? For fuck's sake.
Something. Next project.
Dark side. Anyway, yeah. Metal Warlord Italian Force.
So this is some kind of very short-necked people by the looks of it. Forge Fathers.
So Drazar has been threatened agreed to do a project for his Forge Fathers for Dead Zone and Firefight. So this is their first project. We're not saying who's to blame, although he does name check them in the blame section about this project. So it's not been long started. They'd already had a few Space Dwarves Forge Fathers with Kit kicking around the house anyway. They've decided to go for an unusual mustard yellow looking thing, which is all kinds of exciting.
Or maybe that's just a basing and there will be more later.
That's not the one I was looking at. When you get right down to the bottom, you'll find the Hammerfist troops, the Huskarls rocking a shaded version of that.
Oh yeah, I see them now. But they also look like they're not quite done yet.
It depends what your definition of done is. There is another colour to go on them as a
to the
accent
base.
colour. Yeah, you know, the bases might be off somewhere else waiting. But I'm not sure what the accent colour is going to be.
Packed by goblins.
I will say, based on that colour of yellow that he's used and washed there, I'll say reflective green and chocolate brown both go very well with that yellow ochre look. I'm just throwing it out there as accent colors, we've got at least 6 years of research that's been done on those color combinations.
Why 6? Why be so specific?
39 to 45. German 3-tone ambush camo.
I should have seen that one coming.
You know. But they do, they look really good.
Tracks is getting started in front of General Haig's ears when he sees Space Dwarfs.
Lloyd has many folders on those color combinations. Lloyd has many folders on a lot of things. Mostly trains.
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 Train, chicka, train, yeah.
I also noticed that they've also been playing around with the Sturmhammer tank. I should dig out mine and build a project for the stuff I've started to do for it. Weirdly, I got a whole notion the other day to do some more work on them, so I dug out all the metals.
The tank
for my squads.
The tank always reminds me of
Thundercats.
I don't know if it's Thundercats or it's a toy from one of the He-Man series, or the He-Man or She-Ra.
Thundercats. It's a tank like that. It's very easy shape to draw repeatedly.
Yeah, that's probably the thing.
The middle section looks like Ram Man's head. So right off the bat, there's a He-Man vibe there. It's very Thundercats with the track structure.
Yeah, looking claw-like.
The little claw-like fingers at the front. And also bears not dissimilar look to one of the Visionaries tanks. I think all three of those were all the same production company, and they were all Mattel products.
Made by Hanna-Barbera, I think.
Was it? Oh, well, there you go. So they're not a million miles away.
Oh yeah, I'm just looking at pictures for the Thundercat tank. That's literally a one-on-one.
Don't know what you mean.
Hold on a sec. There's your dwarven tank.
Now that's the toy version.
I think that counts heavily as inspired by. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
The actual animated one looks closer. That one looks more rounded in places with a snarf sticking out the top.
You mean this one?
There we go. See? You have a bold action problem. Italian, German, British, and American. That's not too bad. I've got desert, British, and German. I've got SS and Poles for the Warsaw Rising. And I've got British Home Guard in case I want to do Operation Sea Lion. And that's it. No more. I'm not adding anything else to that list. That's where I'm staying.
Let me see.
Don't listen to Dutch, Harry. Because he's just the worst. Don't want Soviets anyway.
Oh, see, that's another cartoon that comes to mind when looking at that specific version of a tank. One.
If you're going to do this, I'm going to go back to shopping on Aventine's website. I'm just saying. Any money I spend is your responsibility.
Oh, who cares?
Jason the Wheeled Warriors.
Yes. Again, I guess it's basically down to the shape that a very simple way to draw a armored vehicle of sorts.
That's it.
Demon Sap could be. I wouldn't know. I've never watched.
It is. You've never watched Thundercats.
The reboot. I never watched the reboot.
They all look alike to you. Is that what you're saying? All Thundercats look alike.
Yeah. At night, every cat is grey. You know.
Every cat is a bastard. I know that.
So where do we go now? Where do we go? Where do we go? Ow, ow.
Here.
Where do we go?
Let's go there.
Mr. James Stockwell. So why is he doing Frozen? James, why?
Oh, you'll find out when you scroll down a bit. So
I'm scared.
no, don't be scared. So fresh blood, have to bring in newbies, mates who've never gamed, old gamers, proto gamers, wives who don't know how to game yet, all of that, cannon fodder, grist for the mill. Now, this is very clever. Using Dungeon Saga, but then shoehorning it in via the medium of Disney's Frozen. So just go, just use the rules for the mage, but throw in Elsa.
Want
use
blood,
the
Jerry?
elf, but throw in Anna. So I was very much on board with this. It sounds like a good plan. Then there was this wall of text with "Do you want blood, Jerry?" Now, I don't know where this came from. I wasn't even following this project, so I don't even know how he knew that I would find that. But I found out I did. But did raise some interesting questions, actually. I do like how you, if he's still in the chat, I do like how he's been cataloguing his success and failures. Like 25 people introduced to Dungeon Saga, 10 have been moved into Frostgrave, but so far only one of those has made it across into mass battle. So there's still, but there's this sort of curve, like a learning curve, where you start with this game is so simple that a newborn could figure it out if you put it on the table, and then you work your way up through the difficulty to full-on mass battle gaming, step by step. Whereas if you try and throw somebody in with a game that you really want them to play, they'll quickly become bored, annoyed, and
James, why would you
hateful of
want
you.
to sell Warhammer in the first place?
That's because he wants to play it. It's a perfectly valid reason.
Also, if I start to hum a certain song tonight, I blame it on James.
Right.
That's just...
Your milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Yeah.
Why would you start humming that? You're so weird.
Similar, but not quite the same. I just can't let it go.
No cats. It was a squirrel.
Let it go.
There was half a birthday pie as well, so that was good. But yeah, interesting, because obviously we didn't do Snaganormy this year. I imagine we'll probably get back to that next year.
Yeah, probably safer going about for that next year, because...
Yeah. But I like the progression, the premise behind it, and he's a man of sheer dedication and will. Focus.
I never said I don't like Frozen. I'm a dad of a girl who was about 6 years old when that movie came around. Can you imagine? Yes?
I imagine so, Crispin. A Warhammer playing John Wick.
He killed your squid. Oh no.
It'll be,
I want...
he taught 3 people how to play Frostgrave with a dice and a fucking pencil.
I now want a 40k orc that's John Wick and has a favorite squid, and every time his favorite squid dies, he goes on a rampage, like the Fanatics did back in the day.
I'd be surprised if there isn't one kicking around. There's a really nice John Wick model from Hassle-Free.
Yeah, but that's not an orc, is it?
No, it's not. It's better than an orc because it looks like John Wick, so you don't have to explain to everybody why there's an orc in a tuxedo. Is it James Bond? No, it's not James Bond.
Why is John Wick in your orc army? Because he is.
Yeah, exactly. So, shifting on.
Oh, you're not fun anymore. The Empire!
Well, I thought there may be questions as to why this was happening, so I decided to back it up. So, yeah.
That looks like a lot of plastic.
Some of it's plastic, yeah. Some of it's metal. Or in at least 2 cases, sweet lead. Because I'm fairly certain that the original Stanks were never white metallized. I could be wrong. I know they were definitely lead, and then I know there was a transitional form of stank that was white metal that looked more like the plastic version. But so this is the ongoing trials and tribulations of a man attempting to build an awful lot of armies that he can then force people into playing mass combat games with when he gets the chance.
Steam tonks.
3 stanks in a row. I'd like to draw your attention front and center to the 7 people between the cavalry and the artillery at the very front of your screen.
These 7 lovely people here?
I'm going to say yes because I can't see your thing. Yep, that's them. Which is Corporal Nobby Nobbs, Corporal
Colon.
Fred, Sergeant Colon, Baldric, Blackadder, Percy, Captain Carrot, Commander Vimes. Now that is a fucking hell of a lineup. I don't know what you're using, Maz, but I love it. I love it.
And they all need special rules. Fictional characters can't be killed.
Oh, why would you not love Pratchett? Weirdly, today I picked up a box in the other room going, what the fuck's is this? And I opened it and discovered it was all the remaining Pratchett characters that I hadn't bought, that I won't say panic bought in December, but there was a period where you just couldn't order any of them.
Because they were transitioning from metal to resin.
I know now that they were changing the resin, but I was worried for a while that they were just going away. The license made me going. They're made by MicroArt Studios.
And they're still sold by MacLeod Studios. And you can get an enormous deal if you buy all of the models at once. It's still 400 euros, but it's a lot of money, miniatures.
Yeah. But yeah. See, I had an idea for mine. JMS. When you're not selling cloths on late night video commercial shows. I was looking at it going, well, I've got the witches, I've got the wizards. Surely I could do some sort of Frostgravy thing with these. But now, having played a bit of Moonstone, I really want to play Moonstone with them. But it will require a fucking lot of work because everybody will need their own special card and, characterization stuff. But I just think having who makes the best Edmund, Percy, and Balders? Oh, that's a hard question to ask. The 2 best, the Assault Group and Flags of War. And then it's just up to you which set you like the best. See, Frostgrave I thought was good fun, but you only really have 2 characters in any warband. The rest of them are just dungers who don't really do much. Whereas Moonstone, because every character is a character, even if it's just a case of me going through all of the character cards and going, well, that stinky goblin would be perfect for Nobby, and this fat, drunk friar would be perfect for Fred Colon, because I don't have to worry about them matching, because then I can use my tech wizardry skills to just change all the cards. And I think Moonstone could be really, really fun. Really fun.
Also, James has hidden luggage, Rincewind, and the librarian.
Yeah, Flags of War are the Border Wars guys. Yep. I wasn't listening to you there, Tim. I was reading.
He has also hidden luggage, Rincewind, and the librarian.
I mean, it's a great army to begin with.
Oh, and there's
obviously Empire and Dogs of War were the best army. Not necessarily in that order. Look at them all. There's even Boadicea from off the back of her chariot, who I believe some people call Boudica these days, but that only arrived in schools like 15 years after I left school, so I refused to upgrade.
Oh, Lord of the Ring Alliance Elves and Men. Yeah, there's some plastic to be built.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on here, and it'll be interesting. I've never
we
seen.
can't
I've
show
never
this
seen them.
picture. That's a man with his cock.
Of course, you can. I've never seen the mom miniature giant in situ with an army to date, and it's really nice seeing it. I also quite appreciate the fact that there's some papal preaching platforms, which I think is that the Perry's one, which presumably is being drafted in as the war altar. So it's just cracking. You know what was great? Empire armies, they were great. Oh, did you see, on that note, did you see the War Games Atlantic tease? They're doing their conquistador / Elizabethan soldiers cavalry. It's render was in their tease last week, so they're quite nice plastics already for infantry. Really looking forward to seeing them do some cav. Yeah, Perry's.
This is an insane amount of miniatures.
I've not seen the new D&D trailer, Crispin.
People have been reported on saying the actual movie is fine or even good. I'm not.
It looked grand, but then Wizards of the Coast decided that they were going to fuck their fan base. So I think a lot of people are still going, I'm not watching your movie. I don't want to encourage you.
I've seen the trailer and it somehow looked like a...
It's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Collection of cheap loves.
Yeah, it's Guardians of the Galaxy, but for fantasy.
Well, I don't want that. I want proper movies.
Yeah, but any D&D party starts as, Lord of the Rings, but very quickly it degenerates into Monty
Guardians of the Galaxy.
or Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah. So I think it's more fitting for D&D to not take itself so fucking poo-faced for once in its life.
Well, where do we go from here? I think we can only go downhill.
No, you said we can only go downhill. Just in case you're wondering who they're going to be fighting, I thought I'd round it off because this project has been listed as completed now.
Oh, I see.
So we'd obviously seen the Uruk-hai being rebased for fantasy / kings. And now it's dusted in all its gloriness. So this is 1 page of 2. It's just more a case of people who haven't been there before. You will hit Red Shoe and death later on, lurking with Sauron. Because he would. Likes cats. He could murder a curry.
Oh, there's death.
Yep, there you go. And Red Shoe in front of him. Undead, yes. Unperson, no. I was thinking about trying to do something Pratchett based for the Glorious 12th, which is May.
I'm going to say something very heretical right now.
Right.
I'm almost sure you're going to kill me for that.
Oh, Glorious 25th, sorry.
You could play a role-playing game with Pratchett miniatures.
I will cut you.
I couldn't resist.
It's not even the good version of the role-playing game. It's fucking GURPS. Freak. Actually, that's not true. I think mine is GURPS as well, but mine is possibly the first edition. But again, it's behind a lot of shit and I can't get to it, so I'm not going to lift it down off a shelf either. Have you got the second book?
No, that's just the one I have. But I think that's the... if I remember correctly, it was a culmination of 2 books.
Oh, in that case, yeah, mine definitely first edition, and you must have done other things, you weirdo.
Oh, you know how we Germans are.
Fucking weirdo. Yeah, it will be a very cold day in hell. Very cold. Before I put miniatures on the table for game I'm running. It's not happening.
So,
not happening. Anyway.
Do we have a last entry for tonight?
We do, but I'm
one
starting
more.
to deal with the fact that you've asked me to put miniatures in the fucking table for an RPG.
Oh, I didn't ask you to do it. I
Yeah, you
suggested it. A suggestion is not a question. Let's be correct with our semantics here.
It's fucking terrible. Absolutely terrible.
Oh god, I should be drinking on stream.
That's the completed army shot not loaded into. Oh, it has. That was the middle page of 3 pages, I think. So I don't know if that was the completed one that was missing or
Jerry's personal PTSD.
sorry, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Miniatures, huh? Oh my god.
Elmir has,
I should paint those. Sorry. Just looking at the dwarves. Yes, he has decided that the version of the Hulk wasn't hulky enough. So he's 3D printed his own Hulk to be more Hulk.
More muscle on the muscle?
Yeah. He's an interesting painting style. French, you know.
I think I've never seen the Hulk having colored veins. They were always green.
Yeah, I like it. Because his blood, theoretically, depending on whether or not we're talking about the 70s TV show or not, his blood didn't really freak out too much, I think.
The painting on the fabric of his trousers is amazing.
Oh, he's a talented bastard, Elmer. It's offensive, really, in many respects. Very offensive.
Look at that butt.
That's
a
not
butt.
America's ass, because I think he's further down the page.
I think, where's my comment? There's my comment. I'll just leave the butt. That's a fine final statement for the evening.
Just leave the butt, as they say.
For all the buttings.
Buttings.
This butt not only deserves a golden button, but a, what was it? Knuckle fisticuffs, butt plug, double tucker holder wielding Jesus.
Oh, the brass knuckle butt plug, double tackle holding.
Was it
Jesus.
brass? I was under the impression it was steel.
Might be steel, but they're called brass knuckles.
Oh, okay.
Never heard of brass knuckles.
Golden button alive. Yeah, Crispin. But by that defamation, you don't have any life.
It does. It's got a gold button.
I only you've got some life.
It's got 1.8. Bright Ben with Lord of the Rings, probably.
You either make a project with Burrows and Badgers or Lord of the Rings.
I think it must be bribes. I can't imagine what else it is. He's not here this week. I should probably be looking for something. I should probably do that at some point tomorrow. Lord of the Rings dwarves have sick. It's going to be a fascinating conversation. Adulterating Lord of the Rings means you fucked it. Oh, you're not adulterating them. I mean, most of them have been put onto proper bases like nature intended, which in many respects can only have improved them. I think we give you a golden button for the archive. I'd have to check, actually. I have fucking no clue. I don't really pay attention to what Ben
Squares on the
says.
Urukai displeases Ben. I don't think Ben gives any attention to bases. At least not to the shape.
He's shorter than me as well. So that's how that goes.
Dreaming of an extended edition. Even more extended? I mean, it's quite a challenge watching Lord of the Rings, the trilogy, and the extended edition is all in one go.
Well, round bases would make you sick. I can understand that.
Also, they're very dangerous because they're easy to swallow.
Probably.
Square ones just get stuck in your mouth and you can put them out again.
Oh yeah, there's room to get your fingers down either side.
Yes.
Yeah. Safety tip there for all the people with kids in the audience.
Just watch out that...
It's like putting a hole in the top of a biro pen lid.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. Square base is easier to pull out of a choking child.
Also, that's why they invented slaughter bases, just to have a little bit more breathing room.
It's good to know. You are so wise in the ways of science.
Oh, God. I either should go to bed or get myself another beer, but I think I'll choose going to bed because I need to get up early. Again.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Health and safety. And now I need a health and safety frog.
You know what they say? Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Early to wise and early to bed makes a man healthy but socially dead.
So Dave from MS Paints has his safe and healthy frog. I have my safe and healthy Wookie.
Nice. It's it doesn't look right. It looks wrong.
Is this better?
No, it's not there. Don't start combing your Wookie in front of us. Oh, it looks slightly less terrible when you hold it further tilted forward. Yeah. Otherwise, it looks like one of those Mexican circus children.
Don't squeeze the Wookie. The best thing is, he has a little friend.
There's your thumbnail. Surely thumbnails for anything on YouTube is always something like, balls. Like, you won't believe the 5 projects we've seen this week or some shit like that. He looks so weird. That Yoda doesn't look like Yoda. That Yoda looks like some old man cosplaying Yoda. I think it's the eyes.
It's not Yoda. It's the child from E.T. dressed up as Yoda.
Oh, well, that would make more sense. Yeah, I can see that.
E.T. hiding in the soft toys. Exactly.
Oh my god.
Frank without a costume.
Oh dear me.
Yeah, that pretty much nails it. And I'm not grabbing even further beyond because I still have a Yoda in a bigger size. So this is basically my old baby Yoda.
Sure, it's old baby Yoda. Grand.
No, I'm not called Hans. That's why I have no flamethrowers. Also, I'm not making a movie called Spaceballs.
Oh my god.
Do you want to come up to my room and stroke the Wookiee?
Oh, please go.
Have a good night, Locke. And Jerry is going to puke.
Take it easy. Keep her country.